Hi, guys. Welcome back to Nichful Thinking. My name is Nichelle Ohshells on all social media, and this is a podcast all about what I be thinking. In this episode, we are going to talk about time. I had an episode called Time is Stretchy, something of that sort. I'll have it on the screen if you're watching on YouTube at Ohshells, Ohshells. And if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Pod or wherever you can listen to this podcast, I will have it in the description box because this is a continuation. I was thinking about my love of dance, right? Dance, if you know me, you know that dance is like my number one love. That was the first thing that I was able to do that had me feeling like I was in my body and I wasn't hyper vigilant or hyper fixated on what I usually am just in my mind. And I was around, I want to say 6 years old when I really started taking dance super seriously. In middle school, I went to the Dance Theater of Harlem. In middle school, I also started up what was now the dance ensemble at my middle school. I was heavily involved in dance in high school. Shout out to the Terpsichorean, twirlers, dance ensemble. Like whenever dance was about or around, I was about to be involved in it. In college, being a part of the dance group Chaos Theory, like that was a whole, every single section of my life, I brought dance into it. It was imperative. And that's kind of how I started thinking about this episode where I was connecting some dots. You know, we like to connect dots over here, honey. Okay. And one of the things, let me just read off what I wrote. Y'all ready? Okay, listen up, listen up. Time is a tool. Being a dancer helps me see how stretchy time really is. Utilizing your full body, being reminded to take my time and use all the music has been such an awesome practice. It has correlated to my personal life in a really reassuring, beautiful way. I also made the connection to working in corporate, watching executives. I realized, and I believe this was something that I probably learned or picked up on at some job here or another, where executives would go on these retreats. And I remember seeing, I had like a getaway vacation situation, right? And the lady who was hosting us was talking about how sometimes she gets executives as well that will come to her space on her Airbnb for their retreats. And it was very like nature-esque, and you know, you're in the trees and you're like incubated away from all the noise, blase blase. And I'm envisioning while she's talking, like this is a moment for executives to really slow down. And even knowing how they think, in order to be a strategizer, in order to really zoom out and look at a company, you have to be able to slow time down, right? You don't want to be like the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland. You want to be like a ballerina doing your full extension, taking up every single bit of time, every single bit of time. And so, with the dance background that I have, with the proximity to some of these like C suite executives and how they think, I even watch how people listen. Like, if I can feel myself speeding up when I can feel the person in front of me slowing down. That's something that I definitely feel like is super important of a skill, to slow down. My mom, oh my gosh, she used to trigger me all the time. She'd be like, power down, power down. You move it too quick. You move it too quick. I'd be like, all right, so okay, you right, whatever. Like now I'm shutting down, like whatever. No, but it was one of those lessons or those seeds that she planted that materialized in the dance world and then materialized again in the corporate world. It's important not to be the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter is a trick. It tricks you into speeding up time. When you're distracted, I talked about this in the original Time is Stretchy episode. In the first version, I shouldn't say original, in the first version of that, the Mad Hatter is like, you're late, you're late, you're late, you're late. And you have to be smart enough to catch that. Not necessarily not to ever have that, right? We're human, but you need to be smart enough to know that this world is designed to speed up time. They want you to have a sped up time period for some reason. No, I'm going to let my belly hang. I'm going to create space and I'm going to slow down time. I'm also going to remember that God has given us time as a tool. It is a gift. In your solitude is the perfect opportunity for you to practice slowing down, for your peace, for your own peace, so that when you walk through the world, you have a meter. You're leveled at zero. You're zeroed out. And you can feel those who are quick and speed up and kind of need to move and da 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 da. And you can feel those who are like, what? I kind of make it like I'm type C, right? And so my type A friends are a bit more like boop, 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 let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then my type B friends are like, who cares? Like, what even is going on? Wait, are we leaving now? Wait, like, and somewhere in the middle, when you Goldilocks it makes sense. And so for me growing up, it was about learning to slow down. The way I would get triggered from being told to slow down, it needs to be studied. It was actually not that deep, but for me, it was that deep because I also was a kid that didn't like feeling like I was wrong or did something wrong. Like being criticized felt like damn near a beating. Like I don't mess all everything is messed up forever now. Like God forbid, you need to power down. Now I hear my mom, power down, sweetie, power down. So yeah, this is probably this that's probably gonna be the title. Power down, sweetie, power down. Don't be the Mad Hatter. Nichelle, write that down. I'll watch this back. But yeah, don't be the Mad Hatter. Be like a ballerina. Whenever you go to see like a ballet, even if you want to pull it up on YouTube, we got technology is so lit. You can expose yourself to things that'll help you in your own living room, right? So when you walk out in the world, you got that grace. You got that easy peasy lemon squeezy on you. I think a lot of times people will mistake, like everyone's doing work. We're all doing work, all of us. But some of us, it looks easy because we know every little thing is gonna be all right. It's real Rastafari, is what I'm getting right now. It's very like everything I read, right? Like it's very that. And like that's what I was gonna say. Like a ballerina utilizing every millisecond before you then transition into the next like movement. It's very Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. You got to put in the reps. You have to practice that. And sometimes you don't want to also fall into the trap of locking in one tool, right? So you don't want to fall into the trap of being like, okay, I can't move too quick. There's times, baby, when you gonna have to speed up. Okay. I made a video. I don't know if I've mentioned this already or not, but I'm gonna say it again if I did. I made a video where it was like, sometimes you got to get into the slow lane to expedite. Catch it. Sometimes you got to get all the way. I think I did bring this up last episode. You got to get all the way in the right lane in order to move quickly. Sometimes that left lane ain't as fast as it may seem. And sometimes that left lane might slow you down, actually. People be moving way too quick. You might need to remove yourself and get into that middle. You know when you need a Goldilocks. There's certain things I have experienced, especially recently, where I'm like, okay, I need a Goldilocks. Like driving is another practice, another visual for this example. Take your time. Take your time. Like I say this all the time. My dad taught me. He was like, when things go fast, they go. When things go wrong, they go fast. They go wrong quickly. Say that one more time, Nichelle. You got this. When things go wrong, they go wrong quickly. It's not like a gradual. Ooh, like maybe there's certain like outer body experiences that people have, or moments that should have took you out. That let me wait for this car. Vroom vroom. Or you have moments that should have quote unquote took you out. That kind of feel like whoa, like it was like slow motion. I'm channeling that song on the highway, minding my business. Another car was trying to get by, but I put my foot on the brakes and my car flipped upside down. She said, I cried, Lord, have mercy on me. Take the car, but save my life. I walked away, no scars, no pain, nothing broken. Now I can testify. Yeah. I've been in some car crashes where I walked away from that bad boy and been like, whoa, I'm a believer, telling you I really believe. If you need that, get that. Mary Mary, first album, I'm a believer. All right, back to what I was saying. Especially driving in a car, you could get a whole lot of metaphors and kind of parables, if you will, when it comes to which lane you in. My favorite lane is the middle lane. That's a lie. My favorite lane actually is the fast lane. However, comma, I am appreciating the middle lane. It requires me to be more grounded because I have to check my left and I have to check my right, making sure people aren't veering over, making sure that, you know what I mean? Like it's all peace and tranquility, but it also has the most consistent speed, you know? Middle lane, slow lane, I'm starting to like y'all. So I say all that to say, it's very important to collect your bricks. Remember the teachings and the seeds that have been planted. I also remember hearing there was a young man, I forget what part of my life this came into be, but I remember more guys were open and talking about the fact that Uncle Phil on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was their first real example of what a father looks like. And I remember thinking to myself, like, that's an option. Hold up, we could be looking at art like that, like that was an option. And someone needs to hear this. It's not only an option, it's imperative that you are watching the screen and not letting the screen watch you. There's certain times where you can let your belly hang and just, watch things for entertainment and enjoyment, but start centering yourself in these stories. Start looking at the characters around whoever is centered and seeing what resonates. Don't make anything concrete, right? Like, oh yeah, I know for sure. Like, I'm like that, like this, like that. Just observe. Get into the practice of observing art. Because art is always a reflection of real life. And whatever you're pulled towards, whatever you're like gravitating towards, whatever that thing is that you keep consuming is programming your subconscious anyway. So you might as well get into the practice of critically thinking about it, critically looking at it. When you're able to observe, that's another way to slow down time. To see something in front of you and then turn it and look at it and observe it for real. I talk about critical thinking a lot as well, and that's something that I'm going to continue to push because being in a community that is a healthy echo chamber is measured by how much of yourself you know and feel. So, for example, because I understand minimum 10 layers of my personality, of how I was created and what my purpose is, I'm able to be in certain rooms and feel when I'm being fed. I don't have to get that validation from someone else saying, oh, this was a great opportunity or this was a great space. When you are able to dive into the practice of observing the different parts of me, I do move too quickly. That's so annoying. Okay, whatever. But sometimes you have to move quickly. Having those dialogues with yourself and then coming to your Goldilocks, whatever that specialized customization is for you, where it's like, okay, there's a time and a place. Every single thing that I think about, I'm like, there's a time and a place for that. Don't ever get too big for your britches. There's always something else to learn. There's always something else to kind of cycle through. And so I think that it'll be a great practice for someone that needs it to start writing down their thoughts. When I first started journaling, it wasn't intentional. So I thought it was more so like free writing and seeing whatever was coming out because I just couldn't keep it in my mind anymore. I learned in college, one of the labor relations classes, that is something about notating with your hand, like a pen or a paper or a pencil. It's something different than typing. Just like it's different to see your friend face to face than it is on FaceTime. It's still beneficial. It still works. But it's different. Just like following Jesus Christ, right? For example, is a picture. It's like taking a picture of the great I am, the creator, the Holy Spirit, embodying that. We got the most perfect picture of what that looks like through Christ, through Mother Nature around us, through our life experiences. If we could critically look at it and not maybe critically look at it is not entirely what I'm trying to get at, but if we give ourselves a chance to slow down and allow our eyes to see the God and everything around us, and allow our ears to hear the God and everything around us, and be courageous enough and intelligent enough to know when to cut things off that no longer feels, smells, tastes, your senses. God's not there, or I'm not sensing God here. Get up out of there. Remove yourself. It's imperative to do that. And when you slow down time, that's why I remember I took one of those like tech trainings at my job. You know, you gotta do that same training every year, child. You just be flicking through like, all right, all right, all right. And one of the like phishing emails, or how do you know you about to get got, or if this is a hacker or something like that, one of those kind of thingies. And they was like, if anything feels like it's so urgent that you have to do it right now in the next 3 seconds, it's probably some bullshit. If you don't got, and my mama told me this too. She said anything, especially when I went to college, she made a point. She was like, don't be signing up for no credit cards. And if anybody's talking about something, you got to do this shit right now, tell them I don't want to do it at all. Now you lost me for good. I'm not doing nothing that requires me to move too quick. And you know when it's an intuitive quick, we're in the fast lane now. And you know when it's somebody outside of you dictating a speed that does not resonate with you. The amount of times I've had to say no solely because the sense of urgency, I couldn't trust it. You know what I'm saying? You give people a chance too. Like I remember being on that, like, well, let me level with you. Let's Goldilocks this thing. Give me a day. No, I need it right now. So the answer is no. I can't take 3 hours. Nah, we gotta do it. The answer is no, you car salesman. You just put bad jujus on it. I don't even care if you meant well. That don't matter because I'm putting the reps in to not be in the Mad Hatter. And you think I'm gonna let you be the echo chamber of that in front of my damn face and accept that? Who said it? Somebody said if I would have accepted pickle juice, Nicki Minaj. Lord, please be with Nicki. I hope she's all right. Oh, Jesus. See, you got to stay locked in on what you stand for, or you start falling for whatever. Mm. I can't diagnose whatever's going on over there, but something be happening to our greats, to our musical geniuses. You know what I mean? Desperation, urgency, you gotta do it now, you're late, all of that. I rebuke that. I rebuke that in the name of Jehovah Jireh. Christ consciousness does not work like that. So be aware, be vigilant, right? And know when you in a fast lane, because intuitively you in that fast lane. And if you don't know, go into the slow lane. Move slow as your default until you can find your Goldilocks. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And don't let anybody speed you up. Okay? It's also something attractive about somebody that's a little detached. You know, I love having a secure attachment style. Man, I've done it all. Avoidant, the anxious, whatever the other ones are. I've been there, done that. At this young age, child, I've lived so many lives. We gonna just keep talking about it. Because we must. That's what we here for, baby. All right, that's all I got for y'all. I love you. I really mean it. And I pray that this touches someone in a way that feels like eureka. Like, oh, snap, she just said something. Dang, I needed that. That's what this is all about. So thank you, God, for preparing me and using me as your vessel. And I appreciate Mother Holy Spirit for really working through me and making things happen, because life ain't been no crystal stair, but something about this relationship that we're building, muffins, something about this feel crystal. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Be good, be kind to people, be kind to yourself, and remember there's order to things. Slow it down. The motorcycle man is back. Like Missy Elliott said, put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. All right? Slow it down. Look at it. See it from another angle. Tell your ego to chill out and do what you gotta do. Be obedient, all right? All right. I'll see y'all. Bye.